The Maryland Department of Agriculture and other agencies did a horse census in 2010. Among the findings, 79,000 horses live in Maryland, with over 500,000 acres of land devoted to horse-related activities. Horse-related assets total more than $5.6 billion in our state. Ross Petticord, the executive director of the Maryland Horse Industry Board, told WYPR Maryland horse racing spins off jobs deep into the economy.
We have a big company in Mount Airy that just does horse bedding out of shavings. They have an actual sawmill there, and they supply all the racetracks with the bedding and the shavings that the horses are bedded on. Then you have the feed companies, and we have many feed manufacturers in this state. Our horse people spend $50 million a year on horse feed. And then you have all the other residual things like barns and construction and fencing and the people that work on the farms. I mean, it just goes on and on.
That's the sound of bags of horse feed being filled and sealed at the Farmers Cooperative in Frederick, where they produce 85 tons of feed a day. Arlene Atkins, who has been with the 90-year-old company for 15 years, loves combining her medical background with her love of horses to determine the best nutritional feed mixes.
Different types of horses, how they need to be fed, different issues that owners have. You know, if you have a really older horse that's having trouble eating, or you have a show horse, that's completely different how you feed them. And then you also have to think about different ways management is going to handle feeding. You know, you might have this ideal way of thinking this feed will work, do this 3 times a day. Well, that may not be something that they can do easily there at the farm. So you kind of have to work with them, and it helps to understand that.
Near Bel Air, Mike and Josh Pons run and own Country Life Farm and the Maryland Training Center, which currently houses about 80 horses. Mike Pons tells WYPR his family business is very much dependent on active thoroughbred racetracks.
Monmouth opened Saturday, Delaware Park last week, Pimlico's running right now, Philadelphia Park's running. Those tracks need horses, and my job is to get them ready then to go to those racetracks. Country
Life Farm and the Maryland Farm Training Center has been operating since 1933. The operation costs about $2.5 to $3 million a year to operate. Even though this year there has been virtually no talk about moving the Preakness, Mike Hopkins, executive director of the Maryland Racing Commission, told WYPR the state's horse industry has problems.
We're definitely in the danger zone right now. Horse racing has been struggling for a number of years. The economy that when it hit the last couple of years really drove the amount of wagering down. That's a substantial amount of income.
This year's Kentucky Derby set an all-time attendance record. Maryland racing officials are hoping for a similar record at Pimlico this Saturday. I'm Art Buist, reporting from horse country in Frederick and Baltimore counties for 88.1 WYPR.